Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Ryan Aranda here, my best life Paraguay. And today we're going to be going over a very unfortunate story here about American man, self-claimed passport bro, self-claimed sex tourist named Floyd, who got arrested in Brazil for sexually exploiting minors in Rio de Janeiro, right? So this is an insane story, man, that I woke up to today. Uh, and it's actually really crazy and ironic because at the very end of my last video that I just put out yesterday, you guys can watch it. But the very end of my message, I won't replay it now. But this video went over street justice that can happen to locals that do people wrong. But street justice could also play out and happen to foreigners, right? Who insult the people of the country or do unforgivable acts, right? Again, not mistakes, not anything like that, but unforgivable acts. And this is a unforgivable act, or acts, plural, right? So, yeah, I have several clips pulled up here. First of all, though, shout out to LTTV. He was the original dude who covered this. So I found out because of his channel. He's hilarious. He does great commentary. I believe he's up in Ontario, Canada. But yeah, just solid dude. So go subscribe to LTTV's channel, Lyrical Threat TV. And otherwise, yeah, let's just start. I have this dubbed in English, I believe, and the subtitles up as well. So we're going to start with this one and then work our way to other videos. So let's get into it.
Police in Sao Paulo arrested an American man who was sexually exploiting children in Rio de Janeiro. His detention was at a downtown hotel. He described himself on social media profiles as a sex tourist. The text that includes...
Sorry, I'll start over here again.
Police in Sao Paulo arrested an American man who was sexually exploiting children in Rio de Janeiro. His detention was at a downtown hotel. He described himself on social media profiles as a sex tourist. The text then includes a series of excerpts from the video.
As soon as they entered the room, the American, identified as Floyd Wallace Jr., 29, was arrested in the Liberdade neighborhood in downtown Sao Paulo for eating game. He threw himself to the ground and was handcuffed. The operation was carried out by teams from the Homicide and Personal Protection Department in support of civil police officers from the state of...
Dude, look at him, man. Look at him. This guy's notorious for not taking care of himself. Like, literally notoriously. If we go to his channel, and don't subscribe, I mean, for what, He's, he's going to prison for many years. But this guy's notoriously, doesn't take care of himself for months. Just a straight bum out here, international, bumming it up. One of the most ridiculous people I've ever seen in my life, man. Just, incredibly, just the biggest crash out in this whole travel space. And actually, I went on a live and talked to Passport Blueprint, right, on his channel. And, I was talking about Floyd. This was months and months ago. And, I was just talking about how much of a crash out he's became. And then he brought up somebody else. And then I just thought to myself, yeah, but just give Floyd a little bit more time. He's going to do something incredibly stupid, right? And I didn't predict that it was going to be this immoral. I thought it'd be something a little more dumb. But this is incredibly immoral. But yeah, let's keep going.
Of Rio de Janeiro days, according to information from the Child and Adolescent Police Station. The American is accused of raping and sexually exploiting several children. In conducting their inspection of the hotel room where he was lodged, the police found a significant quantity of electronic equipment, including files containing child pornography.
Bro, what do you have a ski mask like that for? Like that, dude, in hot Latin America, bro. Nobody else has noticed this. Everybody else is talking about the phones, But the first thing that I saw with this ski mask, I was like, bruh, Well, actually, okay, I guess I can't say that because I had a collection of masks that I did bring along with me. Because I started collecting like COVID masks and also what do you call them? Like bandanas when they were really cheap after the pandemic. So okay, I guess like I have some of these too, but like it's just but it was just more of a collection thing for me. They were like incredibly cheap, whatever. But him, like, for all this to go down and then seeing that ski mask too, it's like, it's just extra vile, dude. you know, and yeah, all the phones, dude. Like, actually, Austin Holloman's gonna explain that, all right? But yeah, let's keep going.
Pornography. They also seized a variety of items such as pen drives, memory cards, a notebook of a computer, multiple cell phones, some stuffed animals, a watch with an embedded camera, and various other telephone devices.
Dude, look at how vile that is, man. Like, do you think that Floyd was staying with those stuffed animals because they were like meaningful to him? Like for me, I have one stuffed animal with me. It's because my grandma gave it to me when I was a child, right? And it's one of those precious things. It's a Beanie Baby, right? But it's one of those precious things that I've had with me my entire life, and I brought that with me when I made the permanent move here to Latin America. But like having like random ones with you, if like there's no kids in your life, right? So I mean, all this is like looking incredibly, you know, incredibly suspicious. Now, I guess I would say though that as a YouTuber, it's actually not um, too uncommon to actually have all this stuff, right? Like he has like two DJIs up here. Like I have a smartwatch on too, Um, I actually do have two phones myself. Actually, I do have three phones. I have an old iPhone in case my one iPhone goes out, and then I have another Paraguayan phone that I use for like whatever. It's a cheap one. I just use for what do you call it? But I've had it with me for like more than 5 years now. For hotspot, I mean, Jesus, I can't even think. Yeah, so actually, as a YouTuber, most of this stuff is like pretty like normal. But they're gonna bring in more details about how this stuff has been used for vile purposes. So let's keep going.
At the start of December, law enforcement commenced an intelligence operation following a report from a ride-sharing driver. The driver stated that a user who had used a false name requested a ride with two minors whiners. During the ride, the man spoke with the children who said they were going to meet an older man who didn't speak Portuguese. The girls couldn't explain how they knew him. That's when the civil police were contacted. On December 18th, the police identified a user who had requested another ride with four underage girls. During monitoring, agents identified that the American had traveled to Sao Paulo the previous Saturday and was planning to flee the country.
Yeah, dude, he was planning to flee. So I think that's how they caught him in Sao Paulo. I think that's what they just said. But yeah, and man, dude, like, see this woman right here? See this reporter? Like, she's pretty, dog. Like, you could tell, she got a body on her and everything. Like, these are the kind of women you should be chasing, like, instead of doing vile stuff. But, oh my God, man, I mean, it's just unreal, dude. But okay, let's keep going.
This is where the teams established a perimeter to prevent his escape. A temporary arrest warrant was served for the crimes of rape of a vulnerable person and facilitating the sexual exploitation of children. His passport was also seized. The investigation also revealed that the criminal had self-identified as a sex tourist on social media profiles, according to the civil police.
Yeah, he used to talk about that openly. He just admits it. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is how he usually looks. Like, even when he travels. Like, he always looks so just like, just disheveled and not put together. I know I'm a couple days without shaving myself, but like that's the max I'll go, especially if I'm like doing something like, in public or something like that. Like, nah, man, like tomorrow it's Noche Buena. It's the 24th. So like, yeah, I'm gonna like present myself well, you know. But like, Jesus, man, you know. And yeah. So, anyways, they're gonna talk about all the other details.
Floyd is a U.S. citizen and has a channel on a video platform where he posts videos of himself resisting police approaches and being arrested in various states of his native country.
Bro, imagine that they just put your passport information out there with the numbers and everything. Just no F's given, dude. No F's given, dude. They are, I mean, he's done, dude. They took his passport. They're putting all his information down here, down to the passport card numbers and stuff. Like, he is just done. And also, like, these are international crimes too. So I think he could like even face extradition. And there's also there's also in the U.S. I believe a law. I don't know when it was established, but a law that like any crime you commit overseas, you can still get like charged in the U.S. Right? So I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, let's keep going though.
That the foreigner has a criminal record in more than 3 U.S. states for crimes such as resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, and assaulting a police officer. The combined sentences could reach 34 years in prison.
There you go. 34 years in prison. They could amount to. I don't think he's actually going to get 34 years. But just imagine you're in one of the countries that has some of the most insane gangs in the world and cartels, essentially cartels these days, right? And I mean, yeah, developing third world prisons. You know, you're not going in there for a crime of again, like a oops crime. This is not a oops crime. This is a vile crime, you know? So you're going in there with these charges. You don't even speak Portuguese. He doesn't. He's been all through Latin America and Brazil several times, and he doesn't speak Portuguese at all. Like none. Like, he's a clown. He's always been a clown. He makes absolutely zero effort, and yeah, he depends solely on translation apps and tries to meet people who speak English or whatever. So he's screwed, man. I mean, he's done. I don't think he can make it, dude. I mean, she's just like, nah, he can't make it. I think minimally they're gonna say like maybe more realistically for like 4 to 8 years, something like that. But nah, dude, you can't make that, dude. Not in Brazil. But okay, let's keep going.
Investigations continue to identify and locate other possible individuals involved in the scheme, as well as to determine if there are new victims.
Letitia Meme is in front of the federal police, which is investigating, right? And his arrest, where his arrest was made. Now searching for other members here in Brazil, because this gang is international, right, Leticia?
Yes, William. And the police also want to know how many victims were targeted by this man, this 29-year-old criminal. The information we have is that he is here at the federal police headquarters in São Paulo, an investigation together with the civil police of Rio de Janeiro, because that's where these victims were targeted, right? The first identified victims, which we covered in this report, were alerted to the authorities by a rideshare driver about these teenage girls who were going to meet this man. They said they didn't have much information about him, that he was a foreigner who didn't speak Portuguese, and this raised an alert among the police. At the apartment, our first live report was in front of the apartment, a kind of hotel, a lodging platform where he was staying in São Paulo. Quarter. The police believe that in recent days he had been using this location as an escape route to return to the United States. Everything was very well planned. He already knew when he should post all this so that the police here in Brazil wouldn't find him. According to the investigation, he was even being financed to commit all these crimes here. Now, the objective of the Brazilian police, the federal police, the São Paulo Civil Police, and also the Rio de Janeiro Civil Police, William, is to count the number of victims and also listen to these families, and also we will continue to follow up, William.
Thank you very much for the information. Key role, isn't it, when police forces collaborate? That has been very effective, right? Increasingly, Willen and the police are integrated. You see, you start an investigation in one state and finish it in another. This partnership is very important for combating organized crime, as in this case.
Dude, they're calling it organized crime. Yeah, they're calling him the leader of a gang, right? I mean, essentially, this would be like what, a grooming gang? That's essentially what he's doing. If he's organizing men, most likely foreigners, I'm guessing he's dealing with, to meet with these girls, right? And what I didn't really catch if the cab driver or the Uber driver or whatever was a good Samaritan or if he was in on it. I don't really know. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. But this is a racket, right? This is a, what do you call it? This is a group, right? So this is like, I mean, if this was in the U.S., you could arguably make the argument that it could be lead to RICO charges, right? Federally, because if he's the one that's pulling the strings to do all this stuff, it's that's a whole nother level of stuff that you're facing down the barrel. And if by some chance like he were deported to the U.S., I guarantee he'd probably be facing charges as well. So yeah, let's keep going.
Is here. He's in jail and can provide information to other criminals who are in Brazil participating in this sex tourism, which is what he even declares himself to be doing on social media, right? Now,
Yeah, see, that's how stupid he is. Like, he literally admits to his crimes. Because I don't think in Brazil it's legal at all. Like, I think maybe in Colombia it's legal as long as don't quote me on this, as long as like you're only working one-on-one with the woman and there's no like organization or pimp involved or nothing like that. Whatever, it doesn't matter, man. It's still immoral shit, but absolutely crosses the line when when they're kids, when they're underage, and and here, this is exactly what I'm gonna show you guys, because Floyd used to be way more active, right? And so let's look at his channel stats. His upload frequency is 0 uploads per week. I think his last live, he used to go live all the time. I'm talking about like daily, right? Like when he used to be way more active on his channel about a year ago, right? Before he had to go back to the U.S. And in the U.S., when he had to go back to the U.S., he was facing charges there as well for, I don't know what for. But he got back on a plane. And if I'm going to guess, this is my theory. I'm going to guess that he couldn't go back to his auditing. If you guys know what that is, that's basically where you try to catch cops doing wrong stuff. And he actually did kind of have a semi-successful channel in that. But then he moved into Passport Bro and travel content, right? Well, let's get him the fuck off the screen. I don't want to look at him anymore right now. Yes, but then he went into travel content and he's got about 5,000 subscribers. I think I already mentioned that the last time that like I engaged on his live, like he made fun of me and said I was in the US, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna surpass you and then live a better life than you are. So I don't know what the hell you're trying to come at me for, because the thing is, when he started his channel, a lot of people felt bad for him. They thought there was something wrong and off with him, until people started realizing he's mean, he's divisive, he's rencoroso, resentful. Wait, is that the right word? He's vengeful, right? So he's really not a good person at all. And like if I were to go to any single one of his lives, all people do is make fun of him, right? And he deserves it, man. I mean, he's a clown, and so anyways, so this is exactly why I certainly believe it. The latest videos he done, the live, 2 months ago. So he's basically been in Brazil for 2 months, right? But he hasn't made a peep, right? So let's go to videos. This is 3 months ago from Colombia, right? So it's not like him to just be in Latin America and not be constantly filming. So, because people are clowning him, they don't throw him money anymore, which I don't know, they never should have. I never did. But he's not making actual videos, even as cringe as they are. He's not making these kind of videos. And then, so because he went ghost mode on his channel, now we know what he's actually been up to, right? So again, my theory goes to he needed money. Sorry guys, there's like endless fireworks outside. They're just not stopping. Anyways, hopefully the sound can clear this out a little bit when I mix this up. But yeah, so okay, there it stopped. So yeah, so because he went ghost mode on his channel, which I thought was really weird, right? Because I'm like, okay, we know you're in Latin America, but why aren't you posting anything, right? Because he used to go live all the time. Like, it's not like him to take these like these huge breaks. Like, he's usually like going live, being an idiot, talking about nothing, begging for donations, all that stuff. Like, half these pictures aren't even him. He just like clickbaits and all this stuff. He's so cringe, dude. So cringe. Right? So anyway, let's get off of his channel. But because he went, ghost mode, I totally believe that he was doing all this stuff to make money. Because he couldn't go to the US and he has all these law problems in the US. So he went to the most vile thing he could possibly do and organize these meetups, with men and underage girls, and yeah, and then you become what they refer to as basically an international gang. So man, they're not gonna take any. This is not the USA, man. They don't play with this shit. They don't. Literally, like I was talking about yesterday, this is unforgivable stuff. So yeah, LTTV basically goes over everything we just watched. Yes, CNN. All right, here, let me translate this to English real quick. So this is CNN Brazil. This is the article. How do we translate this, you guys? Translate English. Okay, he has a criminal record in more than, I think it's 3 states. I don't think it's 13 states. That would be insane. But then again, he is insane, right? Yeah, so a U.S. citizen was arrested this Monday, suspected of involvement in crimes of sex tourism, rape of a vulnerable person, and facilitating the sexual exploitation of children. God, I can't even read that out loud, dude. It's just so vile, Yeah. Okay, yeah, the investigation began after a complaint was filed through a ride-hauling app. The driver stated that they used a false name, requested a ride, and the pickup location. 2 minors entered the vehicle as passengers. Okay, so it sounds like the rideshare guy is the hero. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, we all know that Floyd doesn't speak Portuguese, so they were on their way to meet an older man who doesn't speak Portuguese. Given this suspicious situation, the driver contacted the authorities. Okay, so he's the hero in the story. Nice. Okay. The company also reported that the suspect had created several accounts on the platform over the years using false names or those of third parties. Now, Austin Holloman, which we're actually going to get into next here, DC Born Rob does a good breakdown. But Austin Holloman actually confirms that he used to always use these fake names, and he would claim that he would use fake names so that like he wouldn't get like scopolamine or whatever. But in reality, he was doing vile stuff. You know what I mean? So, yeah, let's get into this. Just the first couple minutes here of what Austin's take is, because he wanted to get ahead of it, because he know that, if he didn't immediately talk down on his old buddy of his, that they were going to probably throw him in the bucket, along with this behavior. So let's get into it.
We'll do a live catch up. Comments on a daily basis is driving me nuts. And those girls were trying to talk to me, and it's like they weren't even saying nothing. And they were 21. Now, I know I have said rape and sex as much as I wanted to, and I've never had a video demonetized. So stop saying that shit. That shit sounds ridiculous. Now, anyway.
I just said it too. Yeah, I think you actually can say it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, let's keep going.
I have not. I remember when I was on a podcast one time, and they was like, "Say grape, state grape." I'm not saying no fucking grape. I'm not talking about grapes right now. We are adults.
Okay, so there's something actually really important in here that I want you guys to hear, because he confirms the behavior of Floyd.
Strange. I mean, it was not far-fetched. Up and I saw that, and I was like, "This is crazy," but it's really not far-fetched. And again, I'm gonna say I'm kind of repeating myself. I say that not because I ever seen that, because obviously if I would have seen that, I would have been out of there, because that shit is not as only bad to be associated with somebody like that, but that shit is just horrible. Like, that's a horrible thing to do to people, for everyone involved, for whoever the man is and the mother that is selling the kid, right? That's a horrible thing. Now, the reason I say it's strange, I mean, it was not far-fetched, is because we know Floyd. Like, Floyd was not, and it's still crazy because Floyd, I'd never seen Floyd like watching kids walk around the room. All the chicks that when we were in Chile, Thailand, like all the chicks that he were talking to were in their 20s. I never even seen him talk to a teenager.
See, that's where I think my theory is going to come into play here, because I think he was thinking more monetarily than anything. Oh, I can benefit monetarily and then skip the country after I'm done making my money, because I don't have a job in the U.S. or or my YouTube channel's not working, or I'm not getting donations or none of that. So I think he stepped into the ultimate darkness, personally. So, but then again, I don't know, because the news segment did say that he was engaging in these acts, right? He wasn't just organizing it, right? So pretty much Epstein, right? So yeah, let's keep going though.
So when I saw this, I was like, damn, okay, I never knew you was on that. But listening to that evidence that they got too, that evidence sounds like very, very Floydish, right? They went to go meet an older man that doesn't speak Portuguese. They pulled out all the cameras in his bag that I've seen him with. Floyd was buying new phones every time he would go somewhere. Ask Fred. He would buy new phones, and I'm like, damn, I thought Floyd was just kind of off. And because Floyd used to do some off shit. Like, you guys remember every time we go to a new country, he would throw away all his clothes. And I say, Floyd, we just went and got you 10 shirts, 3 pair of pants, and some shoes. And then we go from Thailand to the Philippines, and you threw it all away.
Yeah, that's so weird, dude. That's so mental. I don't get it, dude. I totally don't get it either. But yeah, I mean, he's confirming the whole phones thing. Again, I have a couple phones for like strategic reasons and backup reasons and stuff. But that's the only reason, right? Yeah, you don't need to buy new phones in every single country. Especially if you're not even there for that long. Like, if you're chilling on the Wi-Fi, and I guess you could do roaming stuff as well. Like, if you're only in the country for a week or two, like, yeah, but like if you're living abroad, that's where you like, okay, then I can see you having a couple phones, because American phone for whatever reason, verification reasons, and then also international in your new country, maybe a backup one as well. So I kind of get it, but then again, this is all still, just very weird, for him, especially now. Now we know why. So
And so I was like, okay, maybe he's like autistic or something. I don't know why. Why would somebody do that? I don't know. And then the same thing with the phones. Like, Floyd, why do you keep buying new phones? But again,
well, especially too, because like how broke Floyd always is. Like, bro, like that's like even a cheap phone is like $100. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, how many times has he ran out of money in the DR, in Colombia, and like everywhere, So like, just so weird, dude.
we thought, me and the rest of the audience, we thought Floyd was just maybe autistic or something. Because, Floyd wouldn't cut his hair. I had to tell him, Floyd, cut your hair. Floyd do this. Floyd would always wear the same red shirt for like a week or two at a time with, toothpaste stains all on his pants. And so I'm just thinking, okay, Floyd is a good dude. He just got something wrong with him. But I didn't think he was off like that. Like, I didn't, because, that's, that's crazy. He's talking about, here go another life expert. Austin, you should stop linking up with randoms online. Your brand is now associated with pedophiles. Well, I guess if we ever in the same city, don't call me because I shouldn't associate with random folks.
Yeah, dude, don't do that to Austin. Like, what the hell? That was a stupid ass low blow, Like, nah, he ain't got nothing to do with this shit, man. Like Austin, he might not like put up with a lot of shit from women, but I mean, shit, no, near do I, But yeah, no, he ain't. As far as I can see, he ain't even close. And I mean, he don't even have the like Floyd. You can believe it, right? I mean, he's super weird. Exactly like Austin is saying, But yeah, man, I hate stupid. I hate stupid back at hand comments like that. Like what? Why would you your friend in the first place? It's like, bro, like shut up. Like for example, I befriended a couple people, virtually and in person, and it turned out like that they ended up being kind of fucking weird, man, and like and just way over what do you call it? Jesus Christ, man, I'm messing up. My head is in too many places. I'm way too impulsive, right? Get mad way too easily. Now I can get mad too, right? But there's usually a reason behind it, like a big level of disrespect going down or something like that. But like not in a weird way that like a normal person, like most normal people, would just like let something slide. But so I get it, or liars, like severe liars as well. I ran into those as well. It's like people tell you half truths. It's just some shit like that. And I'm just like, yo, just tell me the fucking truth, man. I'm a man. I could take it, dog. You know what I mean? It's like I don't care if this happened or that happened. Just like, but bro, it's like when you start lying to me, it's like, bro, I can't even have you around anymore. Like you can't be in the clique anymore. You can't be around me because, bro, if I can't trust you on this, like what the fuck am I gonna try to trust you with anything else? It's the same with women though. Like I'm kind of going through it with this girl I've been seeing sort of more consistently, and she's starting not keep her word. And I said, okay, you ain't gonna keep your word. Fuck it. I'm gonna start seeing other girls. I don't give a fuck. And that's exactly what I've been doing. So I don't know, man. That's kind of a side note on all this shit, but yeah, man. I mean, don't. Austin has nothing to do with this shit, and that's why Austin did a video or a live here for an hour and 30 minutes explaining this shit to people, and he also did another video. So I don't know why people are trying to come at him. Yeah, is this really happening? This is gonna be the last thing we play.
Saying I'm in.
Oh wait, no, that's the one we just did.
So today we have some horrible that I'm going to relay to you guys about someone that has been on my channel previously, and it is an American man and I'm going to bring up a whole conspiracy to a lot of this stuff. This American man a Black American man that is
So he said that before he got into this part of the video, right? Where now he's finding out in real time the evidence that's going down. And at the very end here, he talks about the most vile detail I actually forgot to mention. So let's get into that, the very last part of this video, and then we're gonna close it out here.
being arrested. And I'm gonna read you some of the new things the news said. The authorities also indicate that the man paid for the trips with money collected from a foreign financiers, whatever that is, financiers, whatever. In exchange, he transmitted the sexual acts to the criminal. So in other words, he was basically selling the kids and paying for them to go to it. So basically he was running a ring, right? After complying with the search and seizure warrant Monday, the agents found a flash drive and the equipment stored a video of sexual abuse of a 6-year-old produced by the man with the consent of a woman, the woman possibly being the victim's mother. And yes, human trafficking, a lot of times, you guys, we see the movies and we see that, oh, little kid just walking home from school gets snatched up. Unfortunately, especially in the United States, unfortunately, that does happen, especially in cities like Baltimore. But I heard whenever I was in, child development, or it was some class I took in high school, that's only 10% of the cases. Only 10% of the time is there some horrible snatching up and then getting kidnapped and we don't know where the kid is at. 90% of the time, it's by a family member or somebody they know, a friend or something like that, right? When it comes to all sorts of human trafficking, but especially kids. So you have a very fucked up person that would sell their own child. And I've heard this kind of stuff many times. How the fuck do you do that? Like, how?
I've heard of it too, man. And honestly, I'll tell you guys something that's pretty racist that happens here in Paraguay. Some, not all, but some Paraguayans will say like that the Indios here, the natives, the ones who are like very poor on the street begging and stuff, like they'll sell their own children and stuff. Now, I think that that's honestly some racist ass shit. I don't think that it's like rampant. Does it happen sometimes here and there? I'm sure, maybe, but it's not just them. I mean, it's like whatever race, like, you know. I mean, I've heard it go down in middle class America, you know, and there's levels to this shit too, you know. But yeah, I mean, you know, there's a corrupted family member who will even get like their teenagers to do stuff on them, and then they'll collect the money or do stuff with other people, and then they'll collect the money. You know what I mean? So, you know, there's levels to this shit, and it just doesn't exist in the most impoverished areas either. You know, it can happen in middle America, hell, even rich America, you know. So, and rich countries, not just America, but you know what I mean. So anyway, yeah, let's keep going because he's going to bring up what this video is titled, the claim that there was a 6-year-old involved, which is, God, dude, that's just, I can't. Jesus Christ, dude. If that's true, man, just bury him under the prison, dude. Just be done with him. I mean, the gangs are already going to get him anyways, but like, Jesus Christ, man. And those, if you guys don't know Brazilian prisons, just go watch some documentaries, dude. They are vile places you do not want to end up in. Let's keep going though.
How do you literally, something has to be like, I don't know if this is some kind of ritual and they just prey on people that have mental illnesses, because your mind has to be fucked up. You have to have a mental illness to do something like this. And maybe there's people, I don't know, man. I really don't know. And then here's even worse, sexual exploitation. According to the investigation, the man is part of the movement called the Passport Bros, formed by criminals who use economic power to exploit social vulnerabilities of Latin America and Southeast Asia. In his social media post, he declared himself a sex tourist. And this is why you saw me disassociate myself from the Passport Bro movement. Because listen, I have stated many times, especially when the whole J Rillo thing happened, The Passport Bros should have been a fraternity. That way, when you have somebody that wants to beat on women or be an international drug dealer or be a pedophile, you can automatically say, this person that hasn't paid their membership is not in our database, so that's not one of us. But since it's not an official organization, this type of shit can happen. And I've been saying this for a while, but fuck it. Apparently it's falling on deaf ears, so I'm done saying it. But anyway, and it says, the arrest took place during Operation Passport number after investigation by the police station of children and adolescent victims of the Silver Police of Rio with the field supporters Silver Police of Sao Paulo. So it was a joint operation. So he was basically trying to escape and they caught him on the way out. So, hey, it's a crazy world out here, man. It's a crazy world. It's a beautiful day outside, though, man. It's my last week in Nairobi. I don't know when I'll be back, so I think I might go ahead and get out. It's a very, very sunny, beautiful day outside. One last thing. Here go the crazy part. You know, I've been trying to switch my core audience because if you guys read my comments, I know everybody that watches me is not an idiot, but a lot of people in the comments.
Anyways, I think you missed the point about this, but yeah, apparently, you know, maybe we can read into it more at another time in another video. But if this really is true, man, there is a girl this young, dude. I mean, that's why I just, you know, just like Austin, like I'm without words. It really is that disgusting, that despicable, that degenerate. And goddamn, he picked the wrong country to do that in. And again, my theory is he thought that it could be a good money ploy before he dips off to another country. That's what I think. I don't think that he necessarily analyzed how immoral it is, how illegal it is. I don't think that Floyd, I don't think he thought of any of the consequences. Other than how much money can I make off of this operation I'm doing. And then again, remember what I was talking about, he went ghost mode on his channel, which is not like him. That's not normal behavior for him, right? You know, so it's extra crazy, and everything is pointing to him as being guilty. And I guarantee you, once they start going through his devices, they're going to find the meeting, all the confirmations for the meeting stuff. One of the articles and one of these segments actually talks about him, if I can find it, whatever. But one of the segments actually talks about there being CP, child pornography, right? So, you know, it's just... like, my God, dude. My God. I can't believe it. Because we all knew that he was a clown. We all know that he was a normal crash out. But this is like next level crash out, you know? And, you know, he got perp walked and everything, dude. Like, he's the biggest enemy in Brazil right now. I guarantee you the entire country is going to find out about him. A country of what? Like 150 million people, something like that. And they're all hating him. And he's going to make other foreigners look bad. Now, the very last part about this discussion is, and it's so irrelevant. I don't know. I don't understand. And I'll be honest, it's mostly black travelers and black relocators who really hold on to the term passport bro. Like, there's some people who will like defend it till the end, but who the fuck cares? At the end of the day, we're just men living abroad or men traveling abroad. Like, some people want to hold on to the term for dear life. Like, oh my God, no, but this is what it actually means. It's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know what, and you know why? You know why that I never claimed to be that? Well, number one, I'm not. But or any way that I've interpreted it as, Number two, my story is completely different. I started coming down here in 2012 with the intention to meet family. And I always came to spend time with family, right? And if girls came in my life down here, that was a cherry on top. But it was never never a primary motive for me to come down here, right? And then number three is start your own goddamn thing. That's why I play around. I say, like we're the My Best Life community. We're the My Best Life gang, even though we're not a gang. So Jesus Christ, nobody misinterpret that, But this is my own thing. Like I don't need to be passport bro number 560. Like nah, dude. Like I'm a man with my own unique story, moved to my country, doing my own thing, creating my own brand, and staying far the fuck away from people like this dude, And if it were to ever come to light that, and again, I'm not including like mistakes that people can make abroad, like without without ever having the intention of hurting somebody, right? Uh, you know, but this kind of stuff, the what I consider pretty unforgivable stuff, well, if I were to ever find out, about it, like Jesus Christ, and then for me, I take this shit personally. I'm not Brazilian, but I am South American, right? And I do have my family here. And beyond that, I care deeply about my people, right? I'm very glad he never stepped foot in Paraguay, at least that I know of. And I'm just, this would be very unforgivable if it went down here as well, Okay, but I'm just so, I don't know. This is a hard one for me to cover, you guys, because it's just so fucking vile and weird and cringy. And I guess the one good thing is that this guy he's done. He's done. And for the better. All he ever did was cause chaos online. All he ever did was give men a bad name, give traveling men whatever brand or whatever you want to put on it. He gives Americans a bad name, Westerners a bad name, any man who wants to move abroad a bad name. And I'm glad that he's caught. And let the chips fall where they may when all the evidence starts coming out. I will actually be covering this again because this is an important one. And I knew in my heart of hearts, he is going to F up. And actually, I knew that this was going to happen. I kind of expected it to be more of like I didn't know that she was X age and, maybe it happened once. But I didn't expect him to be like organizing this stuff, filming this stuff, allegedly. I have to say allegedly. Being so aware of it that he's staying off of his channel. He's trying to flee the country. Like all these things add up and make him look so guilty. So guilty. So, I know it's mostly circumstantial evidence so far. Once they really get into the weeds and then they start interviewing the victims, that's when the story is going to really shine light on the details. And yeah. I'm sorry that I have to cover this on the 23rd of December. I'll do something more uplifting tomorrow on the 24th here, even if it's just a quick Christmas shout out. But in case you guys don't catch me tomorrow, Merry Christmas to y'all. And Happy New Year's if I don't catch you guys before that. Sorry guys. Kind of tired here. Besides that, all the real ones out there, stay up, take care of yourselves, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.